It's the problem with these chairs is if it's about where it should be. Six now, and so you think it's even.
It's two computers around the show.
It only takes one. I bring the other one because it's my laptop, so I do work.
Multi-tab.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Hope you best. Okay, well, I'm just here to see. That's okay. Questions, then, see, you can, I mean, some of the stuff. Just in case somebody.
Well, it was, I didn't want to overlook it and be prepared to.
No, I'm just here to deliver.
Okay.
Sorry.
Call on him after. Ad hoc. I'm just saying, maybe Nick can address this question, you know? Well, that's exciting.
Oh, it's a good thing.
How much moving and shaking. 4:00. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nervous? What's your boss? Flying the coop for a few months?
I mean.
We'll get through it.
We will. We gotta get to.
My reflection after being here about 6 months. Things aren't going to move as fast as I want, but as we can. Okay, but I'm going backwards. Things. I think unfortunately, that's going to be one of the challenges. Till we get somebody else in place. I'm just gonna have to accept that. Just not living it slow. The job too, but it's kind of like when you're climbing the hill or something. It's just like you're not taking very big steps. It's by pretty moving. If I stop, giving that inertia going against my arms.
Exciting. It's just, leave me alone from that. You make good parents a crucial. I want to know how to say
It's hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, trying to do a beauty contest and pick the right person.
You're really sure.
Oh, you got a good group. Always got your back.
You in? You better turn it off.
Good evening. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone to please silence your cell phones and also remind you that council meetings are live streamed on the city's YouTube channel. I now call the August 5th, 2025 regular council meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please read the consent minute approval titles.
Approving the minutes of the July 15th, 2025 regular meeting, the July 15th, 2025 executive session, the July 18th, 2025 special council meeting, the July 18th, 2025 executive session, the July 22nd special meeting, and the July 22nd, 2025 executive session.
Thank you. The chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent minute action agenda items just read.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Pollock, seconded by Councillor Haskins. Any abstentions? Please cast your vote. Can we get our monitors on by chance? Thank you so much. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Chair to entertain a motion to approve by minute action the August 5th, 2025 bills and claims as audited by City Manager Napier. Thank you. Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councillor Bond. Any abstentions? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Thank you. Now is the time that we invite anyone in the audience who wishes to speak to the council to come forward. This portion of the meeting is dedicated to the public to come and discuss matters of public interest and to voice any concerns. We do ask that you please state your name, direct all questions to the mayor. No personal obscenities or threats will be tolerated. Council will not respond to any personnel matters. They will all be referred to our city manager. Councilors may ask clarifying questions, but if they choose to respond to matters, they will do so during the scheduled council response time following communications from persons present. Presentations are limited to 5 minutes and there are no duplication of speakers, there are no time extensions will be permitted. And please note that public hearing and ordinances have their own separate comment periods. Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mayor Pacheco. My name is Robert Taylor and I live in Mills, Wyoming. And today I'm here to visit with you about the Stuckenhoff Shooters Complex.
Absolutely.
It was donated to the city on 12/26 of 1985. And the stipulation on the warranty deed states that the property is to be granted to the city of Casper upon express condition to be used as a shooting range for the citizens of Casper and Natrona County. The public complex is managed by Casper Shooters Club, CSC, 501c4 nonprofit, social welfare corporation, and the lease operator, it's a lease operator, it has a lease from the city to operate that recreational facility. The reason I'm here is that some of the operations by the Casper Shooters Club limits the general public from using the pistol range. It's been locked for a number of years. I personally know that it's been locked since 2023, and they padlock the range and keep the public from using that facility. The 2019 to 2023 lease states that lease agrees that it shall not discriminate against or towards any individual or group, and no membership in any organization is necessary to enable the general public or private or professional group to use the property for its intended purpose. which I understand to mean that you don't have to be a member of Casper Shooters Club in order to use the facility. They have a designated time on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where it's open to the public. That was on the previous lease. On this current lease, which is 2024 through 2025, it says the leasee prior to the execution of this agreement shall submit a use operations plan to the Parks, Recreation, and Public Facilities Director or designee. The plan shall specify the months, days, and hours of operations for those months. The responsible organization contacts the contract telephone number during which the subject property shall be available to the public for related public use activities. And that use operations plan states that the summer hours are from Thursday, Friday, 12 to 6, Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 6. And then winter hours are from November through March, 12 to 4 on Thursday, Friday, and 9 to 4 on Saturday, Sunday. And during those time periods, Casper Shooters Club continues to keep the action pistol range locked to the public. So in effect, the public has no access whatsoever to that portion of the range. Also, in addition to the action pistol range, they have a long distance range, and they are also keeping that locked to the public. I guess basically I think that they should reach a compromise to where they can keep those ranges available and open to the public so that they can use the facility. I'd like to see that if the city decides to agree with me that it's not being used in accordance with the warranty deed, that they develop some sort of oversight or overseeing to make sure that that's done in the future. You know, I hope to see that all the people in the community get an opportunity to use the range if they like. That's all I have.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So council may have some questions for you, but if you stick around towards the end, we'll have some feedback or be able to talk to you. So if you just stick around after all the public comment, but we'll see if anybody has any questions for you first. Yeah, go ahead, Councilor.
So, just to clarify, so if a member of the public that's not a member of the shooting club wants to use the facility, would they still be required to pay an admission fee to the leaseholder?
If I understand your question correctly, is yes, that's correct.
Okay.
The public pays a day fee, which is $15 a day to use the facility. And that's open to the public on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturday and Sundays. Okay. Members of the club, we get a key card where we can access the Shooters Club 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I think in the daylight hours.
Okay.
You know, we don't shoot at night, or they discourage it, that's for sure. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Can I just?
There's a couple more questions, I bet.
I'm sorry, just to follow up to that too. So I'm just wondering, I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but if a member of the public shows up and wants to use the facilities, but they're locked, but I paid my admission fee, my use fee or whatever, is that when they're unlocked, do you know, or is that why they're kept locked, is just to avoid folks from maybe not be paying customers to?
No, that's not really the case, because I'm a member and I can't shoot there either.
Oh.
You know, not only is the general public not allowed to use the range, certain members of the club are not allowed to use the range also. They allow special access to what they call a dedicated user group, which is which is kind of why I'm here, is because they denied me access. And not only is it just me as a member, it's also the general public. Did that answer your question?
It does, but it raises more questions about, okay, so if you're not using the ones that are locked, which ones, what are you using when you?
Excuse me, I'm a little hard of hearing. I didn't quite.
Okay, I'll speak a little louder. So if you can't use the ones that are locked, what are you using? When you go there as a member, where do you go to shoot?
I can go to the 300-yard rifle range,
Yeah.
the 100-yard rifle range, and that's the only two ranges that I personally use because
Okay.
I'm a rifle shooter. And since I can't use my pistol, I prefer not to shoot my pistol on the rifle ranges. I'd rather be in a more safe environment in a pistol range.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead, Counselor.
Thanks for coming tonight. So, first off, is the pistol range even open at all? Is it just totally out of use?
No, it is used for a group called Ghost Town Shooters. Ghost Town Shooters are a group of special pistol shooters that use that facility. They have been allowed to get keys from Casper Shooters Club, and basically they have an exclusive right to that range, which brings up the question to me is why is a public range being used for private use, even for the members, when it should be used for the public, I believe, at least in my opinion. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anybody else? Okay, so yeah, stick around and we will have some comment back to you, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it. Anybody else like to address council? Good evening, Mr. Schriftman.
Good evening, Mayor. The core principle of capitalism is the concept of risk and reward. A person has a bright idea for a new product or service and risks his or her money and time to create a business. If successful, the rewards can be great financial gain and maybe fame. If it fails, that person may lose all his or her money. A private business cannot continue for very long with ongoing losses. When government runs a business, the dynamics change. The risk is on the taxpayers. An enterprise can continue operating with revenue short of expenses year after year. The shortfall is covered by the citizens in the form of subsidies. A person need not have an accounting degree to be able to read and understand a profit and loss statement and recognize a serious problem. Unfortunately, Hogadon is a prime example. While I appreciate the efforts to raise additional revenue to meet the operating expenses, we are currently facing nearly $400,000 of losses each year. And I know that's trying to be closed. Council has a fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers to make some hard decisions. In private business, a 5% loss for 1 year might be overcome, but government can get by with a 30% operating loss year after year because taxpayers are on the hook. Casper is not unique to skiing. There are more than 480 ski facilities in the U.S. spread over 37 states. I doubt that the main reason people decide to move here is because we have skiing, while there are so many other places to participate in that sport. We are unique in one respect. Out of the 8 facilities in Wyoming, we are the only municipality that owns and operates one. I request a complete feasibility study to be part of which should include contacting the owners of the other 7 facilities in the state, find out if and how they operate profitably. What can we do better that they are already doing? Also, the stated goal is to break even. I would suggest the goal should instead be to make a profit and use those funds for basic needs of the city. An important but hard question is whether we have enough local avid skiers to produce the kind of revenue to continue this benefit. How many unique local participants do we have, and how many people actually come here from other places to ski? As far as purchasing a new ski lift, are there any less expensive alternatives? There may not be available to get people back to the top. I am told that before the lift, there was a tow rope system where people would simply walk back up to the top? What about a snowmobile shuttle? Have alternatives been explored? Will a $4 million capital expenditure be worth it? Will it increase revenue? What I heard at one of your meetings was that the answer was no. Although the vote was close, more than 11,000 local citizens voted not to raise our taxes to pay for the lift. It would be a costly mistake for the city to take out a loan to pay for this, since both current and future taxpayers would be paying for both the cost of the lift and the interest on the loan. It still might not result in closing the gap of operating losses. With all the other capital purchases being made and some creating new liabilities for the city, the priorities for funding basic services must take precedent over our ski facility. So your choices are as follows. Continue to operate it at a loss, maybe less. Find a way to make it profitable. Sell it if you can find a buyer, or unfortunately, close it down, which I would hope we don't have to do. In recognition of council's rules, I will try to answer any clarifying questions specific to my comments. Okay, thank you very much.
Steve Caffey, and I wanted to come tonight because I know this is Carter's last meeting, and I wanted to say thank you, Carter, for being here the time you have, and it was great working with you all of the years that I was on council, and particularly last year. We're going to miss you greatly, and I hope council can find somebody as qualified as you to fill your shoes. I want to thank you very much. That was it, short and sweet, but thank you, Carter. You bet.
It's good to see you, Steve. Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak to council? Okay. So I'd like to open up if any councilors would like to briefly respond to the matters brought up during our public comment period. I think, oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, I saw Eric taking lunch. Somebody is. Somebody to follow up on what's actually.
Shooting range.
Yeah, with the shooting range.
Go ahead,
Mr. Mayor. Okay, thank you. I would hope that the speaker would be excited to hear what it is that I have to say, because in my opinion, it's good news. You know, the reality is that this is all about pre-arrangement and being willing to pay a fee. The pistol range is not the only thing that requires pre-arrangement and a special fee. The long range side of the facility is also done in a similar fashion. And when it's not in use, it's true that it's locked. And that's generally because when it's unlocked, people try to get into the facility and use it while circumventing the pre-arrangement concept and the rental concept and those kinds of things. So the fact is that Go Shooters is a group that uses it. We also have user arrangements, if you will, with Casper College. And so it is accessible, it is available, but you have to do so with respect to pre-arrangement, as well as being willing to pay a special fee. So it is indeed available to the public, just under those particular terms.
So can I have a follow-up? So I'm on their
Your microphone, can you turn your microphone up?
I'm on their website looking right now, and I'm just kind of curious because at the top it doesn't say that, and it just says the day rate for public and non-public users, and it lists the hours of operation for public use, but it does not talk about the separation between having to go in there and set up a different one. It does list their rental rates, so it was request for 30 days in advance if you want to rent it, and then you can rent the pistol range. So I'm just kind of curious, so you're gonna have to pay the $50 if you want to, instead of the 15, is my understanding from looking at the website. So if that's the case, then I hope who's ever listening that runs Stock and Offs fix their website. And let that
Mr.
know.
Mayor, and that is not a city website, to be
Right, no,
super
it's
clear.
not. It's
Yeah,
Stock and Offs Independent.
right, exactly. It is an independent website.
Mm-hmm.
But they are obligated to make it available. They are not obligated to make it available for free, however,
No,
and without pre-arrangement. So
it just, yeah.
in having spent some time in the conversation, and certainly with respect to the good work that Ms. Lopez has done, we do believe that by both charging a rate and doing it on a prearranged basis is not in opposition to the operational agreement that exists between the city and the Stuckenhoff entity.
Did you hear that, sir?
Not really.
I'm wondering if we could get your information and we could get just kind of maybe go through. Is that okay, Carter? Or how do you want to handle that?
Mr. Mayor, we have visited with the speaker a number of times.
Oh, okay.
Ms. Lopez has visited with the operating entity a number of times, as well as the speaker a number of times as well.
Okay, gotcha.
We believe we have come to a conclusion with regard to this issue.
Okay.
Both because they do make it available to the public and user groups that want to use it and so forth, but they have to be willing to pay the fee to do it.
Okay.
And it's not available for free or for when people just show up. It's just not available in that regard.
So it sounds like it is available, but you have to pay a separate user fee. And it sounds like they've talked to you in the past about it. And so it is available, but you have to pay a separate user fee for it. Is that correct, Mr. City Manager? And what?
For the public.
Yeah, and arrange for it ahead of time is what it sounds like.
So
Went out there on a Friday. Looked at the open.
So, sir, you had some time to talk already, so I'm gonna have to stop there. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks, Carter. Anything else? Go ahead, Pat.
So who would you arrange with if there's separate operating agreements evidently with the other user groups over and above Stuckenhoff's? This Ghost Town, I mean, does he have to go through Ghost Town to pay a fee?
Mr. Mayor, Counselor, the conditions by which a person uses the facility or uses other aspects of the facility are managed by the operating entity. We don't dictate what their rates are. We don't dictate the process by which users have to go through, much like we don't dictate to the Nicolason their operating hours and the fees and so forth that they charge and so forth. I assume that information is available with respect to their independent website and those kinds of things. And I'm not sure I can answer all those kinds of questions as it relates to the specific nuance that operating entity requires.
So, Mayor,
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to get Eric here in a second.
So I'm just unsure what I'm hearing because, there's the Shooters Club, but then there's another arrangement. Is it subleased, the pistol and long range? Are they subleased?
They're just a customer.
Okay. Who has
Correct, Eric.
only
Mr. City Attorney.
exclusive use though?
Have our city attorney.
Mayor and council, I would just say that on the website, if you go to the hours and fees, it does contain a spreadsheet, if you will, that indicates that the pistol and cowboy range per day is $50. There's a $35 per day to get a long range key. So my reading of this is consistent with my understanding of the operating agreement. That is the Stuckenhoff Shooters Club operates it. They may have a separate agreement with the Cowboy Shooters Club. But if I, as a member of the public, want to come and use the pistol range, I would not have to contact the Cowboy Club. I would contact Stuckenhoff. And again, it does seem to have that information on the website. I just mentioned that for council's edification.
Great. It does mention it.
Yeah.
Okay.
50, yes.
Got you.
Per bed.
Yeah, go ahead.
To be super clear, the operating entity is the Casper Shooters Club, not Ghost Town. Casper Shooters Club has an agreement with Ghost Town as well as other entities that use the facilities. But Casper Shooters Club is who you contract with to operate, maintain, and run Stuckenhoffs.
Yeah, go ahead.
So does the website, thank you, Mayor, does the website show $50 per person, or you can bring as many people as you want during that time period?
Range rental fees do not include the $15 fee per person for non-members. So you're going to rent it on the weekday, it's $50. On the weekends, it's $50, but you're going to have to call at least 30 days in advance if you want to use it, is what it says. So then you're going to pay the 50 plus the 15 per shooter.
Mayor, that's my reading of it, but it's $50 per bay is what it states. So my understanding of, and having been there, is that you have shooting bays. So you would rent on the pistol range a bay for $50. Then each individual that would come that's a non-member would pay an extra $15 for that.
Okay. That help, Councilor? Okay. Thank you, Councilor Jensen.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like you can just walk in as a public on their hours of Thursday, Friday, 12 to 5, or Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 5 for the $15 fee. If you want to use the pistol, you'd have to make a reservation ahead of time.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anybody else have anything, any question or any comments? Okay. Please read the ordinance on second reading by title only.
An ordinance approving a zone change for Lot 1 and strip adjacent Block 40 of the Capitol Hill Addition subdivision in the city of Casper, Wyoming.
Chair would entertain a motion to approve on second reading the ordinance just read. Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councilor Pollock. Council will now listen to public comments. Anybody wish to speak to this second reading? Any discussion from the council? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the ordinance on third reading by title only.
An ordinance approving a vacation final plat subdivision agreement and zone change for the Valley West Park Addition subdivision.
Chair to entertain a motion to approve and adopt in the third reading the ordinance just read. Moved by Councilor Pollock, seconded by Councilor Haskins. Council will now listen to public comments. Anybody wish to speak to this third reading on Valley West? Okay, any discussion from the council?
So
Councilor Sweeney. Yep.
I just know Jason's here if anybody had any questions, but I guess that's too late, but.
Yeah, go ahead, Councilor.
Thanks, Mayor. And thanks, Jason, and also I see Pat out there for joining us at our meeting. I was reassured by Liz that it sounds like we'll have future opportunities to learn more about y'all's project and the exact designs and how it's laid out in planning and zoning commission meetings. And then it sounds like it's also going to be back in front of us at some point as well. So wishing y'all luck with it. Excited to learn more about the project as the plans come together. Thank you.
Any other councilor like to speak? Okay. Any amendments from the council? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the ordinance on third reading by title only.
An ordinance amending section 9.44.020 weapons of the Casper Municipal Code.
Chair to entertain a motion to approve and adopt on third reading the ordinance just read.
Second.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councilor Pollock. Council will now listen to public comment. Anybody wish to speak to this item on third reading? Any discussion from council members? Any amendments? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With Counselor Sweeney voting nay and all others voting aye, the motion passes.
Thank you. The council will now consider consent resolutions. Please read the consent resolutions by title only.
8A1, authorizing a new employment agreement with Robert J. Hand Jr. as municipal court judge. 8A2, authorizing a new employment agreement with Lisa Gillespie as municipal court judge. 8A3, authorizing a new employment agreement with Eric K. Nelson as city attorney. 8A4, authorizing the employment agreement with Zulima T. Lopez for interim city manager services. 8A5, supporting the City of Casper land sale to the Bureau of Land Management for the purpose of expanding the interpretive capability at the National Historic Trail Center. 8A6, authorizing an agreement with the Department of Justice to participate in the Equitable Sharing Program. 8A7, authorizing the fiscal year 2026 contract with the State of Wyoming Office of the Attorney General, Division of Victim Services. 8A8, authorizing participation in the new national opioid settlement with Purdue and entering into a subdivision participation and release form. 8A9, authorizing a procurement of goods agreement for the purchase of 2 Fouts FB94 fire engines with C Western emergency vehicles to be used by the Casper Fire EMS Department. 8A10, authorizing a contract between the City of Casper and Dewberry Engineers Incorporated for the third-party quality control quality assurance for geographic information system deliverables from the 2025 aerial mapping update. 8A11, accepting revised waterline easements from the Luther Classical College as part of the Luther Classical College construction at 2300 West 24th Street. 8A12, authorizing change order number 1 to the agreement with Trado Construction LLC for $37,000 for the Marion Kreiner Skate Park and Pump Track concrete pads. 8A13, authorizing an agreement with Trado Construction LLC for the Westridge Improvements Phase 2 project. 8A14, authorizing an agreement with Air Comfort Complete Incorporated for the 2025 wastewater treatment plant HVAC project. 8A12, rescinding and replacing resolution number 17-207 and adopting revised historic preservation program rules and regulations for the City of Casper, Wyoming.
Thank you. Chair to entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda items just read. Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councilor Haskins. Mr. City Manager, do you have any comments on any of these items?
I do not.
Thank you. Any abstentions and nay votes from the council?
I'd like to abstain from item 8A5, please.
Any other abstentions? Okay, please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With Councilor Jensen's abstention noted and all other councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the consent minute action titles.
9A1, authorizing the release of the opioid settlement committee request for proposal. And 9A2, authorizing the purchase of 1 new wide area mower for use by the Weed and Pest Division of the Parks, Recreation, and Public Facilities Department.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent minute action items just read. Moved by Councilor Bond, seconded by Councilor Sweeney. Any abstentions or nay votes from council? Okay, please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Thank you. This time we do ask councilors to come forward, come forward and bring up relevant concerns or items of interest. We'll start with Councilor Haskins. Sure. Thank you. It's all yours, Counselor Sweeney.
Oh, so, minerals. Thank you. Probably better if I, no, you don't. So, minerals and economic development meeting, in person all day, the 30th. And great discussions, a lot of educational information as far as I'm concerned on nuclear storage, and further explanation from Department of Energy, and others that were there. So I appreciated that time. On the 2nd, on Saturday, the Mueller Sculpture Garden at the Nicolaisen, that was a really nice event and a really nice sculpture that that Chris Navarro put together. This morning, I wanted to mention that I learned good information, in my opinion, on the new senior district. Evidently, they got notification in late July, or sometime in July, that the collection estimate got increased, and hopefully that'll be the case for the city based on the minerals income and some other calculations that the assessor. So the estimated collections now, if you remember, it was estimated to be around $1,750,000 when we first started working on this over a year ago. And then where it then got adjusted to was approximately $1,085,000. Today, happily, they gave me a number of $1,424,000. So much improved number in, so they won't see their first collection until sometime in December. The Health Trust was good enough to actually give them a loan to operate on, because there was no other way for them to get things set up. So that's good news. And so I'd just like to take a second before my last item. So to Mr. Schriftman's items, in that kind of logic, in my opinion, on Hogadon, that's just one of many things that the city of Casper realizes and respects our citizens on quality of life and subsidizing. So in that kind of logic, we would need to close the rec center, close the ice arena, close the Ford Wyoming Event Center, close the outdoor pools. In some of our parks, which we don't collect any fees, along with Hogadon. And I don't think that would sit very well with our citizens, in my opinion, to get back to the basics of what city government should only be doing on health and for our citizens. So with that, that's nothing I would support. And I'm guessing the majority of the council would not support anything either. So, and lastly, I had to write this down in a hurry, but I'd just like to, huh? That's how I type. So. And my printer's busted, so I couldn't do it on the computer. So, not that I know how to, but, so thank you, Mayor, for letting me have a few moments to share some thoughts about Carter. First, thank you, Carter, for your years of service, not only to Casper 2 times, you know, and you definitely haven't been run out of town either time, like myself, but also to Riverton and Gillette. And I also want to recognize recognize you and thank you for what you have added to the state of Wyoming. Even though you're leaving us to go to someplace in Tennessee, geez. So through your leadership over the years with WHAM and the cities you were managing, you have left a very positive impact on all of us that you have served. You have always given great advice. Whether any of us choose to use it is on our shoulders, certainly not yours. I do not know of an instance where you have been proven wrong in your many, many years of service in Wyoming. I know it has not been easy on you with countless hours away from your family to make sure each council that you served had the right and best information in front of them to make that last informed decision. Your work to educate all of us on how the city of Casper spends and values the 5th cent and now the 6th cent with the projects that passed is above and beyond what should be necessary. But time and time again, you showed the true grit it takes to make it happen. I really think that I don't think I really worked with you when you worked for Tom Forsland. But I heard many good things over the years from Tom, but also from the good folks in Riverton, and really a lot of incendiary comments when you left Gillette to come to Casper. I don't know if you remember when I called you in Gillette and Casper was trying to convince you to come back home to Casper. But I had a feeling that you might have heard something about me and others that might have made you leery of coming back. I was glad you took my call and we had a great conversation that day, and I hope that alleviated some of your fears at least. I've always admired your convictions, and that just was, again, another case of a great leader you are. So I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Gamrell.
Thank you, Mayor. One of our guests this evening was confirming location of City Hall, and I noticed when you Google City Hall, we still get the Casper Business Center address. So might be something worth updating our SEO, Google search so that folks know that we're back over here in the case that they want to come see us. And then my only other item, I imagine we're going to be heaping it on, but like former Mayor Kathy and Councilor Sweeney both said in their comments, tonight marks your final meeting with us. And I want to take a moment to recognize and thank you for your years of dedicated service to our community. Pat got me all off kilter. I felt really strong going into this, and you're over here trembling and ruined it all, Pat. I'm going to try to stay strong. So yeah, I want to take a moment to recognize and thank you for your years of dedicated service to our community. Your steady hand, financial stewardship, and thoughtful leadership have guided Casper through both opportunities and challenges. You brought a calm demeanor and a pragmatic, measured approach to even the most difficult conversations. Always willing to listen, always aiming to solve problems, and always focused on what's best for the community as a whole. Your character and professionalism have been a model for all of us who've worked alongside you. Personally, I'm grateful not only for your mentorship, but for the way you've pushed us all to think more critically, sometimes even by simply expanding our vocabulary one obscure word at a time. I haven't found an organic opportunity to use the word tentacular yet, but I'm anxiously waiting for it, and I'm going to be really proud when I can land it in a sentence. I've learned a great deal under your leadership, and I know I'm not alone in that. You're someone who listened, guided, and challenged us to be better, not by demanding it, but by living it. I will miss your steady, principled, and humble approach to governance, as we are severely lacking in those traits in our current political climate. Carter, we wish you nothing but success in your new role as city manager for Spring Hill. That community is incredibly lucky to have you, just as we've been fortunate to have had your guidance here in Casper. Thank you.
Councilor Jensen.
I can't. Carter, I'm just going to echo everything they said, and I'll tell you and cry on your shoulder later. But you know how upset I am about you leaving. And like I say, I just want to echo all that, and I'll forever wear black for the next year of mourning.
Councilor Bond.
Thank you, Mayor. Not too much. I do want to echo Councilor Sweeney's comments that to Mr. Schriftman and your ideas. While they're interesting, I think to kind of entertain those ideas, I don't think the community would support that. I could be wrong, but would have to be convinced otherwise. And also along the lines of the sculpture garden, just to add a little more context to that, the sculpture garden was dedicated at the Nicolaus Art Museum, and it's actually in the back lawn of the property in that fenced area in the back there. And it's something that's been a vision of the museum for quite an aspiration of the museum, I guess I should say, for quite some time. Not having a really permanent place to exhibit sculptures. So I hope you all if you get a chance, if you happen to go in the museum, I think they will have some renderings of the drawings of what the garden should look like. The plans are really incredible in terms of the planting and trees, and just to really make it a really nice, serene setting to either go to take in the sculptures or to hold events or that kind of thing. So I think it'll be a really great addition to the museum and to Casper. And then just want to heap on Carter with my thanks and your patience and understanding and getting us all in a somewhat of a heading west. And I appreciate your mentorship and your guidance as I came onto council, and I won't forget you. And good luck always.
Councilor Larson. Councilor Paul.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll keep it short because I think a lot of what I intended to say has been covered, but I do just want to thank you personally. For what you've given to me and what you've taught me about leadership and the mentorship that you provided over the years. I was a green elected official, and you made it easy to come on board and to figure out what the heck I was supposed to be doing. So thank you for that. And yeah, I wish you a lot of success.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to ditto to everything everybody else has said. And thank you I've enjoyed working with you. Thank you for encouraging me to run for council. I appreciated that. I've learned a lot with you everywhere we've gone with WHAM, and everywhere everybody speaks very highly of you. And it's, we appreciate them speaking highly of you because we all think very highly of you. So good luck with everything. The things you've done for the city in the last 8 years are phenomenal. Hopefully we can continue on the trend to keep Casper going well. So you'll definitely be missed.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to speak from both my role on this council and from my heart about someone who has had a profound impact on the city, this organization, and on me personally. Carter has served as the city manager of Casper for the last 8 years. He's dedicated over 30 years of his life to city management, serving communities across Wyoming, from Gillette to Riverton, and finally in Casper. I've had the honor and the privilege of serving alongside Carter for all of those 8 years. As the longest serving member on this council and the only one who's worked every step of the way, and I can say without hesitation that Carter is one of the finest, if not the finest city manager in this region. His leadership, intelligence, and deep knowledge have not only earned the respect of the staff here and this community, but also the leaders across Wyoming. During his time in Casper, Carter has helped make the city stronger, both economically, operationally, and relationally. Under his leadership, our city budget has stabilized and it has grown. He's formed lasting partnerships that have strengthened our position regionally and brought people to the table who might not have otherwise would have sat together. He's worked closely with organizations, stakeholders, and community leaders to ensure Casper continues to thrive. And through it all, he has earned the deep respect of the staff across the entire organization. Now, personally, I have never met someone with Carter's intellect and clarity of thought. He has a rare ability to take incredibly complex issues and policies, digest them quickly, and explain them in a way that makes all of us, well, at least me, look smarter. And you've done that actually for 8 years. And frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do without that now. There are only a handful of people in this world who have truly made an impact in the course of my life. And for me, Carter, you are one of them. You are not just a colleague. You're not just a leader. I consider you a dear friend. And it's not lost on me how lucky I've been to walk alongside you in the service to this community. As you head into Spring Hill, Tennessee, to take a new role as a city manager and be closer to your family, I can think of no better reason to move on. It says so much about who you are, Carter, your character. Family has always been at the core of your values, and I admire that deeply about you. So Carter, I bid you farewell with a heart full of gratitude. Casper is better because of you. I am better because of you. I will always be grateful, not just for the work we've done together, but for the friendship that we've built along the way. I want to share with you one of my favorite quotes when I say goodbye to people that I meet that means so much to me. I assure you, brother, the sun will shine on us again. Even as you set out on your new path, know that this isn't the end, just a bend in the road. We will meet again under bright skies. The next meeting of the City Council will be a work session to be held on Tuesday, August 12th at 4:30 p.m. and a regular council meeting to be held at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August 19th. A notice of an executive session to take place at this date and during this meeting was given. We have matters to discuss related to land, personnel, and attorney-client privilege. The chair would entertain a motion to adjourn to the executive session, and at the conclusion of the executive session, to reconvene the regular meeting solely for the purposes of adjournment of this regular meeting.
Second.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councilor Jensen. There are a majority of councilors present and a motion to adjourn into an executive session has been moved and seconded. This motion requires a 2/3 majority of the council present. Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
A greater than 2/3 majority of the council present